Welcome to your Fitness Chick podcast. Become your best self. I'm a fitness coach spreading positivity to navigate you to fitness, growth, and transformation. Hey, I'm your host, Abby Smiley-Krause. I am a fitness enthusiast, a huge dog lover, especially to my babies, Gigi and Layla. And I am so passionate about this amazing thing that we call life. In this podcast, I'll be covering topics to improve your fitness, mindset, and well being. Topics such as longevity, meal prepping, overcoming mindset obstacles, nutrition, and of course, everyone's favorite, weight loss. I'm here to help inspire, uplift, educate, and motivate you to become your best self. Join me here every Tuesday for a fresh episode. Welcome to the Your Fitness Chick podcast. Become your best self. I'm your fitness chick and host, Abby Smiley-Krause, and I'm so excited to bring you another great episode of my podcast. So, many of you know that I'm a personal trainer. Obviously, I'm your fitness chick, but I'm also a certified nutritionist. So, nutrition has always been something that I've been a great advocate for, even starting at early age. And so I felt it was super important to do an episode that focuses not only on nutrition, but also bring into the mix a very special guest, Jake Reich, who's going to share with us his great wisdom on nutrition and Juice Plus. Now, if you're not familiar with Juice Plus, we're going to enlighten you, of course, during this episode. And I actually met Jake on Facebook. He was a friend of mine. And I have to say, I was really blown away by this extraordinary young man that's a member of Gen Z. That I don't know what happened to all your friends, Jake, but you're much different.
I know.
He's an entrepreneurial spirit. He is a warrior in that world, and he's going to be an inspiration to many of you, I'm sure. So when I discovered that he was a part of Juice Plus and he actually reached out and shared some information with me, I'm not going to lie. When I found out it was a multi-level marketing company, an MLM, I think everybody kind of cringes when they first hear that. They're like, oh, here we go. But after researching and speaking with actually quite a few people, hopping on some conference calls and investigating the company, I have to say I was really, really impressed with it. And so, as your fitness check, always wanting to bring you good quality information and products, I am also going to be offering Juice Plus on my brand new website that should launch who knows when. I'm not even putting a date on it anymore. But in the meantime, you will have access to it through Jake. So if you're not familiar with Juice Plus, Jake's going to enlighten us on it. But I love this little thing in a brochure that I received that just says bridge the gap between what you do eat and what you should eat every day. So, with all that being said, and no further ado, let's introduce Mr. Jake Reich. Welcome.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be a part of this. I think we could reach a lot of lives through this, and I think everyone needs this product. So, about 30 years ago, um, the founder of Juice Plus realized that with everything going on in our lives, making healthy decisions could be very difficult for many people, especially financially. And what we should be eating does not always line up with what we actually eat. So 30 years ago, he created a company called Juice Plus, which is a whole food, plant-based nutritional company to provide quality, affordable, and convenience to eating healthy and getting all of our plants into our diet. And today we are the most thoroughly researched company that you'll ever find, with over 48 clinical research studies from institutions all around the world. So it's a really great company, and I'm going strong. I've been on the products. I've seen it change so many lives, and it's just be really incredible.
Well, that sounds pretty impressive right from the get-go. But before we dive into that a little bit more, I want our guests to know about you. So, because I want them to understand how unique you are based on
Right.
your age. How young are you, Mr. Jake?
So I am about to turn 20 years old next month.
So we still have a teenager here that we're talking about.
We're still
So
here, yes.
that's impressive. And following him on Facebook, I have a son, he's 23. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I was just so impressed by your maturity, your excitement about Juice Plus, among other things. Besides doing what you're doing now, first of all, how long have you been
Right.
involved with Juice Plus?
So I believe it was April when I signed on as a partner, and then a month before that as a customer.
Okay, so for this past year, but you're
Yes.
also involved with a couple of other things, right? So what are your other things that you're involved with right now?
So it's been a little bumpy road getting to where I am today. Growing up, I always thought you needed to go to college, work a 9 to 5. And then it wasn't until senior year of high school when I've started seeing all of this pop up on social media of young entrepreneurs, living life and doing what they love and not having to be owned by a company, really. So at the time, I was working at Publix, and I was ready to leave. So I got my real estate license, did that for a while,
You
and
did
then
that this year or last year?
so this was 2022.
So you were 17?
18.
18. Okay. 18 years
Yes.
old.
Yep.
Okay.
As soon as I turned 18, I got my license. I dabbled in that for a little bit. It really wasn't my thing just because of how much competition it was, and I didn't feel like I was really making an impact. So then, fast forward a little bit, I stumbled across a local place here in Northport called Lola Blue. They're an artisan bath and body place. They do all natural products, and they really touched me when I walked in there and found all their products. So I decided to ask if I could work there, and they said, actually, yes, we've actually been talking about adding someone. So I joined. I've been working there. I love it, and they're the ones that really introduced me to take my life to the next level and introduced me to being an entrepreneur. So
Now,
from there, I started Juice Plus.
because they are involved with Juice Plus, the people at Lola Blue, right? And let's just give
Right.
a quick
Everyone
shout
there
out
is
to
involved.
Lola Blue because I love Jamie, the owner of Lola Blue. In fact, when I used to own my own day spa, that was called Beyond Wishes, I actually sold Lola Blue, and I love Jamie. She's just such a wonderful person and so passionate about what she does, and she impacts so many people's lives, and she has just grown astronomically. She's in Whole Foods. She's in all kinds of, she's big time.
Incredible.
And it's all natural, really wonderful, amazing soaps and candles and just wonderful things. So check out Lola Blue for sure.
Yes,
so I had to give Jamie my love. Quick shout out to her. So she was the one that introduced you to Juice Plus from you working there for her. There. And you're still working at Lola Blue as well as working with Juice Plus.
Correct. Yes. Okay. I plan on staying there for as long as they let me.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So, you gave us a little bit of brief information about the history of Juice Plus. Tell us about why people should want to know about it.
So honestly, you're supposed to be getting 5 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. And it's just not doable for a lot of us. And even if it is doable for you, how much money are you spending each month? And how much of that produce is just going to die in that little graveyard drawer in your fridge? So with Juice Plus, you can take a simple capsule or gummy each day and you have peace of mind knowing that you got everything you need. And people don't realize that a lot of these health problems that we face each day is due to nutrition, and it has nothing to do with like your age or genetics that we tell ourselves. So when you fuel your body with what it actually needs, you'll notice a lot of these things might start going away because when you fuel your body, the body takes over and does what it needs to do.
I agree 100% because, a lot of it is inflammation in the body. And so through eating a good nutrition scale, that obviously helps to offset that tremendously. And the root of all disease is from inflammation. So Juice Plus does offer a convenient way to get your fruits and vegetables in because it's capsules along with also drinkable things. So how many products exist in Juice Plus? Let's talk about
So
those.
I don't know the number off the top of my head, but we do have obviously our capsules and gummies, which was what created the company. And then later on, we added protein powder, our complete protein powder, and our nutrition powder for athletes as well. And then we have complete bars. These are all great for snacks, breakfast. And then we have our tower gardens, which is something that we bought a patent from Disney World, actually, Epcot. Those big, huge towers that have all the beautiful flowers and plants on them. So we bought the patent, and we now have home gardens where you can grow all your nutrient-dense produce, and you can know exactly what's being put on them, as such as like no pesticides and stuff.
Wow. Okay. So a nice handful and variety from capsule supplementation to protein drinks, which I believe are plant-based, correct?
Correct. Everything's plant-based.
Everything is plant-based. And then as well as bars, nutritional bars, and then being able to have the ability to grow your own tower garden within your home, which allows you to do that anywhere, no matter your climate, which makes it really convenient, right?
Right.
So I'm going to talk about that more in depth in a couple of minutes. But why should, so for the people who are active and do eat fruits and vegetables, and we joke and say, I actually did a funny TikTok that said, you know, you've reached a whole nother level of adulting when you finish a large size thing of fresh spinach before it goes rotten. Like when I first did that, I felt like a superhero.
Exactly.
So with that being said, by doing the capsules and the bars and the shakes in the world of craziness that we live in, because we're all so busy, life is hectic,
Right.
life is crazy, this makes it a quicker, more convenient way. But are people getting as much nutrients because there is a step in between pulling the plant from eating it instead of supplementing? Is it considered bioavailable?
Right. So our products are considered bioavailable. The difference between getting produce from a grocery store or taking your Juice Plus is the produce in a grocery store is harvested prematurely to make sure that it lasts until the grocery store and can sit on the shelf for a bit. So that it is nutrient depleted actually. And then with the products, the capsules and the gummies get all of their plants immediately from harvest. They dry the produce at a very low temperature so that none of the nutrients are taken out. And then they put them all into a capsule and they extract the sugar and water. That's why people always ask, how could you fit all that produce in that tiny little capsule? It's because they actually extract all the water, which is like 80% of the produce, and then they take out the sugar, so you're just left with the nutrients.
And what's really great about it that I loved is you can read all of the ingredients. Right? Because even,
Yes.
I mean, I believe in supplements. I do. I mean, there's certain ones, of course, that I push more than others. And there's some I believe that aren't anything. And we know that, you know, in the United States, the FDA doesn't necessarily get too involved with this as of right now. But to be able to flip a bottle and read the capsule ingredients and it's all stuff we know what it is, that says a lot.
Right.
With no
And I'll
added
add to that.
stuff.
So all of our products are certified by the NSF, which means that you can ensure that every single ingredient that's in the product will be on the label. And the big difference between Juice Plus and many other vitamins or other products is Juice Plus is a nutritional product. Other products are considered supplementation. So there's a big difference between the labels on the containers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Our facilities are all around the world, and they put the facilities as close to as possible as the farmers.
Okay, that makes sense. You definitely would want to do that.
Yes.
So, what is your number one selling product out of Juice Plus?
So the biggest thing that we recommend to our customers, which is the biggest selling, is our trio, which is our berry capsules, our fruit blend, and our veggie blend. That has all of the fruits you need in your diet each day. And that would be the biggest thing we sell.
Okay. And by somebody taking these things on a regular basis, like let's say they take them, the new year's coming up, right? January is when everybody
Right.
hits the resolutions. I'm going to be healthier this year. I'm going to lose weight this year. I want to feel better this year. So if somebody comes on board with Juice Plus and they start taking this trio, what kind of results can they expect?
Well, we do our cycles in 4 month intervals, so you have to buy a subscription for 4 months, and this is because it takes about that long to flush out old cells. So if we were to sell the product for just a month supply, people would get discouraged and not see any difference in their health. So we do 4 months so that they can start to see incredible things. So things you can start to see is a better immune system, so you'll get sick less, less inflammation in the body. You might start to see less bloating and stuff. And you can also see more energy, and from experience, better skin, hair, nails. And I had receding gums prematurely to Juice Plus, and for taking it for about 6 months, my dentist was blown away that my gums were completely back to normal.
Wow. So it even helps with dental health as well.
Yes, everything.
Well, that's phenomenal. And, I wanted to read this little thing that I saw you had actually posted it on your Facebook page, and I had commented, I can't wait to read this.
Yes.
And I wanted to read this to our listeners, to our viewers, so that they understand that the significance of this company. So this was a study that was done, and the title of the study is Recently Published Research at MD Anderson Shows Juice Plus Helps Bridge the Gap for Cancer Survivors. Remember how I started off the podcast with bridging the gap? So population studies have shown the higher consumption of fruits and vegetables is associated with an improved prognosis in cancer survivors. However, few people, including cancer survivors, actually meet current guidelines for fruit and vegetable consumption. Like you said, most people aren't getting that in. So therefore, researchers at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center theorized that Juice Plus might help to bridge the gap between what cancer survivors should eat and what they actually eat. So in this study of ovarian cancer survivors were randomly assigned to one of two diet intervention groups. The first group was told to follow the Women's Health Eating and Living diet, which includes 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. The other group was told to eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, but also to take the Juice Plus Orchard and Garden Blend capsules, as well as the Juice Plus Complete drink mix. Because this was a dietary intervention, no placebo was possible with this study design. But after 6 months, the results showed that the 5-a-day diet that also included Juice Plus was basically equivalent to the people who were doing the 10-a-day fruits and vegetables. The measures assessed. For example, both diets increased blood levels of key antioxidants and phytonutrients, which would be expected from this. And both diets maintained similar levels of a key marker of cellular health. And both diets maintained the health-related quality of life status of the participants. In addition, though, the subjects following the 5-a-day diet with the Juice Plus products had better protein status than those following the 10-a-day diet. The study also shows that soy is a safe protein source for ovarian cancer survivors. In conclusion, just as we have always advocated, the research concluded that Juice Plus is not meant to replace fruit and vegetable consumption, but to complement it. For these women who had difficulty eating 10 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, Juice Plus really did help bridge the gap. So I love that study. And I think it's important to note it is hard to get fruits and vegetables in. I mean, I think with the smoothie revolution that's happened in our culture, and it's become kind of a really popular thing to do. I know I drew smoothies all the time, multiple ones a day.
Yes.
That's really kind of only the way to get it in, to be honest. I mean, because it is difficult.
Definitely.
So I really did love that study. Also, I had read that you had a partnership with the United States Performance Center recently.
Yes, recently. That was, I believe, 2 years of them testing our products. And they found a huge increase in their athletes' performance, so they decided to partner with us. And now all of the athletes that go through the United States Performance Center will be on our trio capsules, and our complete protein powder.
Which is amazing because these aren't just your run-of-the-mill athletes. These are Olympic athletes.
Yeah, this is a serious deal.
So if it's good enough for an Olympian, it's good
Exactly.
enough for me. Okay, so that's another pretty significant finding, I thought. So tell me a little bit more. There's two other main things I want to talk about. I want to talk about is it Garden Tower? Is that how you say it?
Tower Garden.
Tower Garden. I was dyslexic on that. Okay. So the Tower Garden, tell us a little bit about why this is so cool and why people should want to have this in their home.
So this is actually the thing that grabbed my attention with the company. I love it so much. This is so easy because everyone always comes to me and says, how do you grow all this produce? I have such a black thumb. And I say, I do too. The beauty of this tower is it does everything for you. You just fill it up with water. It gives you nutrients. It gives you a pH balancer. And the rest is up to the tower. You just put your plant in the little pods. You can either start by seed, or the company partners with farms that do seedlings. So you just plop it in, and then you just watch it grow. The only thing you have to do is keep making sure the water's filled up, and every once in a while, roots come in the bottom. You just rip those out. But it's such a convenient way to grow all your produce, and you can actually taste the difference in the produce you grow from your tower from the grocery store because of how nutrient dense it is, and it actually lasts so much longer than store groceries because you bring it home and it gets slimy or gross after a couple days. I had my lettuce in the refrigerator for 2 weeks and it was still like brand new.
Wow. So I'm going to show up a picture for the people who are watching this on YouTube. I know a lot of people just listen on Spotify, but you can watch the whole episode on. But I'm showing a picture from the brochure of the Tower Garden. And what's really cool, I always am pushing get organic if you can, because you never know what they're putting on it. I mean, we're in a world of quicker, faster, more, bigger. And I know that a lot of farmers and manufacturers of our food are putting stuff on it to enhance the process so that it grows faster, it grows bigger, it looks better on the shelf. It's going to have higher buying power because of that. But when you're in control, obviously you have this in your home, you are in complete control of what is obviously going in it. Now, I was blown away by how many different herbs and things like that can you have going on at a time?
So I don't know the number off the top of my head. I want to say like 20.
Okay, so quite a few.
It all depends on like what you're growing. Yes, it all depends on what you're growing and what tower you choose. The indoor towers have more ports for smaller herbs and lettuces and stuff, and then our outdoor towers have more ports for like bigger plants. Like I'm growing squash, cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, and you can really grow anything that is grown above ground.
So they have them both for inside and outside.
Correct.
Because there's some things that would need the sunlight unless you brought in the special, I think,
lights.
That you guys offer as well, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. Is there anything else you want to say about the Tower Garden before I dive into the next segment?
I think we're good.
Okay. Because I know you have one going. Like you said, you've grown your lettuce and stuff. So, yes. And have you found that everything is surprisingly lasting because you said you have the black thumb?
Oh, it's incredible. I haven't killed a single thing I've put in that. I actually was just gone for 17 days out of the country, and I put all my seedlings in before I left, and I came home, and they're all full. I actually have giant green peppers on my tower right now. Nothing died.
Wow. Now, does it have something on it that automatically waters it? Like a reservoir that it feeds from?
Yep, there's a big tank at the bottom that you fill up with the water, and then there's a pump that pushes the water from the bottom to the top, and it rains down on all the roots. And that goes on cycles of, I believe, every 12 minutes, it goes off for 3 minutes.
So kind of like at the Winn-Dixie or whatever, when you're there and it's like it's raining on the vegetables, it's kind of doing that too. Well, I don't know. I might have to try it because I have the blackest of the black thumbs. In fact, I used to have all these plants on my lanai, and the only way they stayed alive was my ex-boyfriend watered them. Well, now I don't have him, so I have
On my
one
plant
plant
side
that's
too.
lasting, one that's still alive out there. And occasionally I'll like, oh, I haven't watered it in like 2 weeks. I better get out there before it dies. But I still got one. But so this maybe might be Abby proof.
Yeah.
All right. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about specifically about Juice Plus was a really wonderful program that you guys offer, and it's called Juice Plus Healthy Starts. I want you to share with our listeners about this amazing and very generous program that Juice Plus offers.
So Healthy Starts was a program that was started because our company is all about giving back and providing affordable nutrition to families. So with this, every child gets a free fruit and veggie subscription with an adult order.
And these are the
And we know
capsules, right?
it can be capsules or gummies.
Okay.
And so we do a study through this, and 89% of our respondents to our surveys told us that Healthy Starts has made their young person, which is their child, more and wellness overall. And there's some crazy awesome statistics with this. 71% start consuming less fast food and soft drinks. 71% start drinking more water. 60% are missing fewer days of school. 66% are visiting the doctors less. 61% start eating more fruits and vegetables, and 56% start taking fewer over-the-counter prescription or drugs. And these are results based on 250,000 respondents.
Wow. That just made me have tinglies.
It's incredible.
That is pretty incredible. And it's free when somebody orders something else, right? It's not like
Right.
we
For
just,
every adult order, a kid gets one for free.
okay. And they do this from what ages to what ages?
So it is from ages 4 to 25.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So technically, like living in your parents' house, if they were buying Juice Plus, they could be supplying you for free.
Correct. Yep.
And is that what we have going on?
That's what we got going on.
So I think that's amazing. And I love companies that give back. And the Juice Plus company and partners contribute over 50 million in products annually. That's incredible. That's a company that knows what they're doing.
Yes.
You give, you get, you get, you give. So with that, I want to know a little bit more about you, because obviously at such a young age, I mean, I think you're just such an incredible person. And I think your parents get compliments all the time about you. I have a very strong feeling.
Thank you.
Am I right?
Yes, of course.
So since you're so young, you're 19 years young, I love that you have this entrepreneurial spirit, because I think that we are in a time, and a lot of our listeners have kids, young adult children are your age, like I do, 23. And I think that we're coming into a time where college, I'm a big college person. I myself have 10 years of college. I wish I could be a lifelong learner. I love it, but it's not for everybody. And I'm a big follower of Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm sure you probably know who he is. If you don't, you should become very knowledgeable of him. But he talks about people in your generation that not necessarily going to school. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but in today's day and time, with the amount of investment that you do in your education and without the guarantee of a career or a job, and also with the way that things change so quickly, that if you start education into a field, by the time you're done with the advancement of technology, like let's just look at AI, for example, by the time you receive your degree, that job may not even be there. So to have the entrepreneurial spirit at such a young age, I mean, my goodness, what do you attribute that to? What do you think has woken that spark up in you to really just get after it?
Honestly, ever since I was a little child, I never really realized it, but I was always an entrepreneur, whether it was car washes, lemonade stands, or offering to go help people clean their houses. And then it wasn't until I said like senior year of high school and social media really blew up with all these entrepreneurs, probably due to COVID. That's when it really sparked that was what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be tied down, and I wanted to be in charge of how much money I make.
And getting your multiple kind of avenue streams going. I mean, a license in real estate already, which I can understand why you
Yes.
might have a challenge in that market because you're so young.
Right.
That was your disadvantage, right? That
Right.
was it. Because obviously,
And it's not out of the picture yet.
right. And it's great that you have it, but I can see where that one might have been a challenge. And plus, like everybody I
Definitely.
know is a realtor.
Oh my gosh, it blew up during COVID. It's
Oh my
awful.
God. And God love them. I mean, a lot of them are my friends, but we don't need any more realtors.
No.
So I'm just kidding. They're wonderful. So that could actually be, and it's a good, huge opportunity, obviously, in the last couple of years. So your time will come if
Yeah.
that's part of your path that based on the universe. So who has been the most influential person in your life? Your mom's a kind of an entrepreneur, isn't she?
My mom, yes, she owns her own little baking company. She does that on the side of work. She really does hustle hard to provide for our family, so I'm very thankful for her. Really, my entire family has been very supportive, but I do want to give the shout out back to my work family over at Lola Blue. They're really the ones that helped me get to where I am today.
Oh, that's so great. They are so great. Both DJ's her husband, so we don't want to leave him out.
Yes,
So DJ and Jamie Laverne, the owners of Lola Blue. So, now you're into fitness too. Obviously, we have to bring that in. So
of
how
course.
many days a week do you work out?
So honestly, I'm not a huge strength trainer, but I do like to wake up and do my morning walk. I try to do at least 30 minutes of walking. And then I do push-ups and stuff like that just to stay active. But then I usually spend most of my time doing gardening in the backyard. So I'm always trying to stay moving.
Well, good for you. Such a young age. Most people your age are still sleeping till noon and
Yeah,
eating
exactly.
eating Pop Tarts
Yeah, that drives me nuts.
and gaming. So, and not all of them, but a lot of them.
Right.
So, what inspires you? What really lights you up?
So I'm a big dreamer. So just the thought of being able to be financially free someday with a big family, beautiful house, and be able to travel the world. That's really I keep that in my mind to keep motivating me to keep pushing.
So, what kind of lifestyle that you want to live?
Right.
And with traveling being said, you just got back from an amazing trip. It looks like that I saw the pictures on Facebook. You went back to your roots, which is Portugal, correct?
Right. Yes, that's where my family is from.
So tell me about that trip real quick.
So we took a 15-day transatlantic cruise all through Europe. We stopped in Italy, France, Portugal, Spain, and Bermuda. And it was incredible. I learned so much just about the lifestyles there. Everything is so much simpler. They don't take life for granted and don't work their butts off until they don't want to do anything.
It's a different kind of culture, a different lifestyle. I know I've been to
Yes,
Europe several
huge.
times. I'm envious of them.
I know.
I am envious of them. Did you meet any Juice Plus people over there or no? This was just a family trip.
It was just more of a family trip.
Okay. All right. So, what's the next thing for Jake? What's on your horizon? What do you see? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, hopefully my first goal to meet in the next 5 years is to buy my first real estate investment property. That's actually my big dream is to be a flipper. I like doing renovations and stuff. So my goal is to get my first property within the next 5 years.
Wow. Okay. Now, are you a handy guy? Like, do you know how to fix stuff?
I like to pretend I am, but I still got lots of work.
But you can YouTube, right? You seem
Yes, of
pretty
course.
advanced
Oh
with
yeah.
technology. You can YouTube and figure. You feel like I feel like you're the type of guy that'll roll your sleeves up and you'll figure it out.
Oh yeah. I'm always down to do it myself. I just turn on the YouTube. Yep.
So I had mentioned I'm going to be offering Juice Plus once I get my new website up and going. And for those of you listening, you can still visit my current website, which is www.yourfitnesschick.com. But in the next couple of months, I'll have that up and running with Juice Plus on there. But in the meantime, Jake, people are geared up, super stoked and excited after listening to you, and they want to get in on the action. How can they reach out to you?
So the easiest way to reach out to me is probably by email or phone number. Going through a Juice Plus partner is the easiest way to order products because we can handle everything for you. Um, but there will be a link to the actual website for you to look at, and you can always order through there if you don't want to reach out. But I'll see if Abby can possibly put some contact
Yeah.
information in the show notes for you.
Of course. Yeah, I'll absolutely have everything in the show notes so that you guys can get a hold of him, get a hold of these products, start your year out on a nice, healthy note. Start it now.
Yes.
Don't wait. I mean, we're
Don't
coming
wait. Yep.
into cold and flu season. You need to rear up that immune system. And don't you want to start feeling better? I mean, everything that we have to do through the holidays, we're running on empty already. It can't hurt to have that extra bit of fuel in to help you along the way. Right.
Exactly.
So, thank you. I want to conclude with Juice Plus has so much great literature and so many beautiful marketing pieces that I like this part. It says, add what's missing from your diet. Life keeps you busy, and it's not always easy to maintain a balanced nutritious diet. Juice Plus capsules, chewables, shake mixes, and nutrition bars help you bridge the gap between what you should eat and actually do eat every day. So thank you so much, Jake, for joining me. I think you're just a huge inspiration. My God, you're going to be you're already amazing. You have such a tremendous future ahead of you. You just keep doing what you're doing, inspire and uplift everybody around you because you're making an impact. So thank you for that.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of the Your Fitness Chick podcast. As always, I'm here to inspire, uplift, educate, and motivate you to become your best self. Join me here for our next episode. Hey, it's Abby, your fitness chick. Thanks for checking out today's episode. With your continued support, I can keep creating inspiring episodes just like this one. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. To stay motivated all week long, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. The links for those can be found in the show notes. Check out my website by visiting www.yourfitnesschick.com. And I'd like to thank my production company, Coraggio Media, but most of all you, my listeners, for helping to inspire me each and every day. I'll see you on the next episode.